I'm back, and so it seems like so are the Raptors. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Raptors. I'm your host, Ahtisham, my channel where you get reviews, analysis, predictions, and hot takes on all things Raptors as well as some NBA. So the Raptors had their game against Milwaukee today. Milwaukee coming off an 8 game winning streak, and the Raptors coming off a 3 game losing streak. And like I said in my last video, I was a little bit worried, but it seems like the Raptors did pretty well. So without a further ado, let's talk Raptors versus the Bucks. So it seems like whenever the Raptors play a good team, we see a different Raptors team altogether most of the time. What happened today was basically the Raptors come out, they're nailing 3-pointers. I think almost Freddie had one. Gary Trent started the game with a 3-pointer. Siakam nails a 3-pointer. Savi hits the 3-pointer. And basically the Raptors are out of the gate. And then, Milwaukee's eventually, gets back up. But then we eventually catch up to them again and we take the lead. Then comes around second quarter. The first quarter ends, I think we had like a 4-point lead, 27-23. And it seems like the Raptors are going to go berserk in this game. We come out in the second quarter, in the start of second quarter, and it seems like the old Raptors are back that we were used to watching in the last 3 games. And, we're clanking shots. Nobody's really making any shots. None of this working. But the Raptors are playing good defense, and I will get into that. And I'll tell you guys exactly why they played such good defense today. And then, out of nowhere, the game is close. And then at the end of the second quarter, we got Steph Barnes in our roster. Scotty Barnes just goes off for like 3-pointers in, 5, I think it was a duration of 3 or 4 minutes. Puts us up by, I think it was by 4. And then we get this fast break. And that's the highlight play where there's Scotty Barnes on the right-hand side, Precious Achiuwa on the left-hand side. Freddie is bringing the ball down the court because it came to him. And he passes it to Precious Achiuwa, who goes for a 2-hand slam. And it's like we're up by 8 because they took one of the buckets away from the Bucks. Third quarter starts. The Raptors, come out of the gate. We do pretty well. I think we go up by 10 or 11, and then Freddie goes to the bench, and, eventually we're, sticking in there with Gary Trent doing a little bit, Scotty Barnes doing a little bit, but game is getting close. Bucks cut it down to about 4 points. And then the fourth quarter starts. Then the end of the third quarter, Freddie comes back off the bench and puts us back up by, I think it was 9. And then comes the fourth quarter, and the Raptors just couldn't get a bucket, and eventually the game was almost tied. It was, I think we were down one possession. The Bucks were down 1 possession, 3-point game. Freddie comes back in, just straight up 3-point shot, gets to the bucket, puts us back up by about 8 or 9, and then eventually the Bucks try to get back in. They get 3 close again, and then Freddie goes off again. Either he's assisting or either he's just getting the buckets. And eventually Pascal, fouls out. And then this, basically what we're used to, the refs wanted to give this game to the Bucks. At the last possession with 16 seconds to go, they decide, number one, to call a foul, which the league has said that it shouldn't be called anymore, which is an inadvertent or whatever out of the normal motion where Precious Achiuwa jumps, lands, and then Mr. Middleton tries to go right into his ass and gets a 3-point foul call. So he ends up at the line, and we're up by 5 only at that time. And he nails 2 of them, misses 1. And Mr. Portis there decides to take a hug off Precious, and Precious gets called for the foul. So he gets 2 free throws again on the same possession. So 1 foul line, again to the foul line. And he nails both of his free throws. I think so. Oh, wait, no, did he miss one? I don't know, something like that. But eventually, somehow the Raptors get to the other side, call a timeout. Freddie gets it. Freddie goes to the bucket, and Drew Holiday fouls him. And Freddie finally ices the damn game. But the refs really wanted to give this one away, guys. But that's pretty much like Freddie was all over the place today, man. He was the MVP. Honestly, he had 29 points, and all of them came in the in the second half. He had 13 points in each of the third and the fourth quarter, which is amazing. He carried us, and so did Pascal, because Pascal had an overall good game: 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. He fouled out because they just keep calling shitty stuff on him, and it's ridiculous how it's happening. They called 24 fouls on the Bucks. The Bucks didn't have one foul until the 1 minute mark in the first quarter. Not even one foul. That is ridiculous. This league needs to fix the stupidity of inconsistency in the whistle. But anyways, guys, the key takeaways I have from this game is defense. What the Raptors did today defensively made them a very, very effective team. So I'm going to have to draw a picture for you guys on this one. So I don't know if you guys can see that line. So see that? Normally what the Raptors used to do is, for example, this person here had the ball. The second defender, well, I don't know if you guys can see that. Anyways, if this guy has the ball, right? This defender is there. This one used to come only till this part, right? And usually what that resulted in is his man, he would have to go back and close on him. But what the Raptors did today is, instead of putting this guy right man to man, they decided to start this guy already here. So what he did was, every time this guy would drive him this side, this guy would come here and block him out, right? And it wouldn't mean that he has to go back to his defender. Instead, the guy who is in the middle of the lane here, he used to close out here. So it made it very effective for the Raptors to be able to defend, block the lanes, and do a pretty good job. And what the Raptors also did defensively was that the Raptors decided to not jump on every three-point shot. They stayed grounded. They did not move until they knew the guy was about to shoot. There was maybe 1 or 2 jumps. That is pretty much it. And what that caused Milwaukee to do is miss a lot of three-point shots. I think Grayson Allen was shooting 45% coming into this game. He had 1 3-point shot today that he made effectively, and he took about 8 of them. That tells you Robert Covington had 1 3-pointer from what I can remember, and he didn't do a good job, shooting it today. It was pretty much Drew Holiday that carried them, and that was because the Raptors were doing the defensive changes that they made, and also staying down, staying floored when somebody had a 3-point shot. I hope it was just a shitty display, but I tried my best, guys, to explain it to you guys. The second good thing that the Raptors did today was they used a lot of the Golden State type of offense, where they're setting constant action screens and people are coming from the baseline and cutting onto the opposite side, and the ball getting to them, and they're getting open threes. Sivi had a lot of open threes. I just think he has this issue where he's too flat with his threes because they're clanking off from the back of the iron, in front of the iron. It's not really, you got to have the little bit of arch into it. And I think if he gets that, he will be nailing those open threes. He had a lot of open threes. So did Freddie. So did Gary Trent. And that was because the Raptors were setting a lot of action screens as well as double screenings away on the opposite side, and then getting the guy to cut across all the way from the opposite side to from one side to the other side of the court, and then getting his 3-point shot. So that assisted the Raptors having a good 3-point percentage. So they shot 35% today. And I guess Scotty, Mr. Steph Barnes there, helped us out today too, because he went 50% from the floor. The third key takeaway, guys, I had today was that if Precious Achiuwa decides to play just defense and get his offense in the rhythm of the game, he is a very effective player. He had this sick block on Drew Holiday when he could have taken the lead for the Bucks in I think it was the fourth quarter. And he needs to just concentrate on being a defensive weapon, and eventually he will get his pick and roll, putbacks and stuff like that. He will get his offense. He gets 3-point shots open every now and then, and that will help him grow his game too. But defensively, if Precious Achiuwa just decides to be a defensive beast, he has that capability because he played like a defensive beast today. So guys, that's pretty much what I have for you guys for this video. I hope you guys liked the analysis, even though it might have been a little bit shitty. If you liked it, please hit that like and subscribe button. And I will see you guys on Sunday when we play the Washington Wizards. Prediction, we beat the Washington Wizards because this game was tough and we pulled it out, and we're going to come in there confident. And Freddie finally woke up the Raptors arena and got all the fans back into it. So guys, that's what I have for you guys. Keep talking them Raptors, and I will see you guys on Sunday.